What's up guys, it's Smitty back with another NBA video. Today we're going to be ranking every duo going into the 2021 NBA season. This tier list was made by the legend himself, Jxmyhighroller, so shout out to him. Before we get into this video, I'd like to remind y'all to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's completely free, takes 1 second to do, and it really helps my channel grow. According to YouTube statistics, less than 10% of you are subscribed, so I'd really appreciate it if you would check. Without wasting any more time, let's break down these duos. Enjoy y'all! The only change I would make to this list is instead of Vucevic and Fournier, I would have Vucevic and Gordon as the Magic's duo. I think Jimmy made a mistake, but if not, I'm still going with Gordon over Fournier. I'm going to be putting these rankings from the front of the tier to the back as well, so y'all can see exactly who I think is better than who. Starting with Atlanta, we all know how good Trae Young is, but the thing is, John Collins isn't a prime second option. Sure, the Hawks signed Gallo, but I don't think he will take over the sidekick role for Trae. With all of that being said, I think it's safe to put them into the average tier. Next we got the Celtics. Tatum and Brown are arguably the most talented up-and-coming duo in the NBA. The Celtics have Kemba, but after underperforming these playoffs, I think it's safe to say Brown is the second option. For now, I have them in the great tier. So much potential with these two next season. Next we got the Brooklyn Nets. This is a little controversial, since KD and Kyrie have been hurt, but these guys are in the GOATed tier without question. Even if KD is 80% of what he used to be, these guys are the second best duo in the NBA. Next we got Graham and Hayward. This duo is certainly underwhelming, but at least they tried. I was contemplating putting LaMelo in this duo, but let's wait until he plays a game in the NBA. Hayward might come back decent, but even that's not enough to put them any higher. Next we got Cheyenne Horford. I gotta put this duo in the at least you tried spot. Not because OKC tried to make a good duo, but because this duo is actually kinda decent. I would put them on the verge of disappointing, but not quite. Shy is a premier young talent, and Horford is a decent vet. Hopefully OKC can put those picks to good work. Next we got Lavina Markenin. I'm going to put these guys in the at least you tried tier, just above Shy and Horford. Lavine is a great talent in the NBA, but Lowry hasn't lived up to the hype. I'm sorry Bulls fans, but you know it too. Next we got Sexton and Drummond. I was going to put in Love, but we all know he's washed. Sexton puts up good numbers and is a great young talent, and Drummond is the best board grabber in the NBA. But unfortunately, these two don't amount to much winning, so for that reason, I got to put them in the disappointing tier. Next we got Luca and Porzingis. This duo is going to be scary next season. Luca is on pace to be one of the greatest ever, and Porzingis is an absolute unicorn. This guy changes the opposing team's offense just by being on the floor. He's 7'3" and can pull up comfortably from the 3-point line. Everyone is sleeping on these boys, and I got to put them in the great tier. In a couple of years, don't be surprised if they're in the GOATed tier. Next we got Yokic and Murray. These brothers prove that they shouldn't be messed with, and I think that justifies them in the great tier. Next we got Derozan and Blake. I'm sorry y'all, but these two guys are straight up washed. I hate to say it, I love these players back in the day, but now they are super inefficient and cannot be a top 2 option on a team. For those reasons, they are a straight disappointment. Next we got Curry and Wiggins. You could put Dre or Oubre, but to be honest, Wiggins is the most productive out of those three. We all know who Curry is, so I think Golden State's success this year relies on the supporting cast. For these reasons, I have to put this duo in the good tier. Next we got Wall and Harden. I don't see these two playing with each other this year due to Harden's addiction to strip clubs, but I will rank them accordingly. Assuming Wall is 80% of his former self, these guys are in the good tier. Next we got TJ and Sabonis. These guys are by far the most slept on duo in the league, but I still can't put them above the good tier. I was contemplating the average tier, but at the end of the day, these guys find a way to win. I do think highly of the Pacers, but they just aren't star-studded up front. Next we got PG and Kawhi. This may be a hot take, but I still think this is the third best duo in the league. I'm going to put them at the top of the great tier though. I understand that Yokic and Murray clowned them hard in the playoffs, but I attribute this to Doc Rivers. PG literally cheated on his daughter not too long ago, and the culture in that locker room was horrible. I'm expecting PG to come back this season as the MVP candidate Paul George from OKC. Next we got LeBron and AD. Do I even need to explain? These guys are the best duo in the NBA, and if you think differently, you need some help. Next we got Bam and Jimmy. I have these two as the fourth best duo in the NBA. Not necessarily because they are the fourth talented, but because their playstyles mesh perfectly. It wasn't a coincidence that the Heat made the finals. These brothers are special. Therefore, they belong in the great tier, behind Kawhi and PG. Next we got Ja and Jaren. The potential here is overflowing, but I need a couple more seasons before I take them seriously. I love me some Ja, so I'll put them in the average tier. Next we got Giannis and Middleton. Giannis is the future of the league, but until the Bucks make it to the finals, they can't be taken too seriously. I think they can with the addition of Drew this season, but I gotta see it first. For that reason, I have to put them at the top of good tier, at number 9. Next we got Cat and Delo. This duo could go off next season, but I'm not 100% sold. Cat hasn't proven he can lead a team to wins, and frankly, Delo is slightly overrated. Both of these dudes are young and have the chemistry, so in the future they could be lethal, but for now, I got them at the top of the average tier. Next we got Zion and Brandon Ingram. These dudes are going to be one of the top duos very soon, mark my word, but not next season. They haven't experienced the playoffs yet, so for that reason, I have to put them right behind Cat and Delo in the average tier. Let's just skip this one, it makes me depressed just looking at it. Next we got Vucevic and Gordon. These guys are the definition of average. They led their team to the 8th seed last season and are honestly boring as hell to watch, but at least they can get wins, so props to them. Next we got Simmons and Embiid. Talent-wise, this duo is great, but their chemistry, fit, and lack of success makes me put them in the good tier, behind Giannis and Middleton. I hope Simmons and the Harden trade goes down, but if not, Philly is staying put here. Next we got CP3 and D-Book. I think everyone is underrating these boys next season. If CP3 could get it done with Shy, why not Booker? Arguably a top 3 shooting guard in the league. Talent alone, these guys are near the top of the good tier. Next we got Dame and CJ. Dame is a menace, but CJ isn't an amazing second option. I think if the Blazers can replace CJ with a more defensive-oriented guard, they would be far better. For these reasons, I got them in the good tier. Next we got Fox and Hield. The talent is there, the winning is not. Kings fans should be excited for this duo, but they need some more time. I got them in the average tier for now. Next we got Derozan and Aldridge. I have them at the top of the at least you tried tier. You could justify them in the average tier, but I can't quite, because neither of these guys fit the modern NBA frame. I love DeRozan, but he just doesn't fit. Next we got Lowry and Siakam. Even though they came up short last season, they are champions, so I got them solid in the good tier. Next we got Don and Rudy. A very good duo, but Gobert isn't viable on offense. For this reason, they barely slip into the great tier. Finally we got Russ and Beal. I have them in the good tier. Russ is such an energetic player, and alongside a scoring maestro in Beal, they could make some noise in the playoffs next season. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed, and support me by subscribing to my YouTube channel and following my TikTok page. Comment down below if you agree or disagree. I'd love to see your guys' thoughts. Anyways, this is Smitty, signing off.